Bonjour, nous sommes maintenant dans la partie 2 du chapitre 1 et nous étudions cette semaine les jours de la semaine et les adverbes. Les jours de la semaine et les adverbes comme cadre. I'm going to look at the days of the week on the one hand and the adverbs on the other hand as a framework. A framework for what? To continue developing our comfort using the ER verbs from last week. And you'll notice that in the assignments this week, I noticed last week not all of you were completing your assignments, so I have gone back and assigned some more activities. I did not assign this one, the Un jour avec Régis et Karim, mais I have assigned Ash and some other workbook assignments that will help you work on conjugating in a way that is less academic. When I say academic, I say, that chart where you see the conjugation in the grammar, and it feels very, as one student commented, mathematical. You have the chart, je travaille, tu travailles, il travaille, nous travaillons, vous travaillez, il travaille, and here's another chart of all these words. By working through the exercises assigned from last week and this week, you develop your ability to use these verbs in real context. There are some activities that work on helping you practice the difference between, for example, tu et vous, and others where you're using the plural, il, and others where you're using nous as opposed to je, or nous and vous. Every exercise works on an angle, a different angle, to help you one day simply make sentences. And our goal as we move into part 2 is to make sentences about your daily life, your schedule. The emphasis in part 1 is on talking about whether your life is balanced or not, whether activities are essential or not, and whether you like activities. You can use the verb adorer. You can say, j'adore la biologie. We can use it to say, for example, j'adore étudier la biologie. Moi, je déteste la biologie. Je n'adore pas étudier la biologie, etc., etc. Now, our new framework for working on these verbs, and I encourage you to continue to use the flashcards. That feature here, there's flashcards at the end of each chapter or here. Besides the textbook activities, you have little tutorials, and you have these keyword boxes, and you have flashcards at the end of the chapter. Work on memorizing, work on my memorization games assigned, and also now work on describing what you do, the activities that you do, by talking about your weeks. Let's look at this vocabulaire here. I like this here. Quel jour sommes-nous? Let's pull this out. Quel jour sommes-nous? Quel jour sommes-nous? Translates, what day are we? Are we? Notice how they, what day are we? They also, when they invert the word order from nous sommes-nous. Quel jour sommes-nous? You can also say, quel jour est-ce? What day is it? And then the response would be, c'est. Quel jour sommes-nous? Nous sommes. Or, on est quel jour? On est quel jour? On est, n'est-ce pas? And the responses obviously vary depending on what day it is. If it's Monday, nous sommes lundi. Tuesday, nous sommes mardi. Notice I'm writing, and it thinks that I'm an English speaker. So it corrects me in my document Word right away when it sees a day. It capitalizes. No. In French, we don't capitalize the days of the week unless they're at the beginning of a sentence. Nous sommes mercredi for Wednesday. Quel jour sommes-nous? Nous sommes jeudi for Tuesday. Quel jour sommes-nous? Nous sommes vendredi for Friday. Quel jour sommes-nous? Nous sommes samedi for Saturday. Et nous sommes dimanche for Sunday. The days of the week. Lundi, lundi. Mardi, Tuesday. Mercredi is Wednesday. Jeudi, Thursday. Vendredi, Friday. Samedi, Saturday. Dimanche, Sunday. Quel jour est? Is another way of asking the same question. And the response, c'est lundi, c'est mardi, c'est mercredi, c'est jeudi, c'est vendredi. C'est vendredi aujourd'hui? Non, c'est mardi. On est quel jour? Aujourd'hui, on est mardi. C'est sûr? Oui, on est mardi le 6 mars 2012. But we'll get back to the dates later. So here we have the days of the week. Lundi, you can listen to them, play them back. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi. Oui, dimanche. Ah voilà, dimanche. But here, the days of the week are presented in terms of a schedule. Notice you have le matin, l'après-midi, le soir. When you have le matin, étudier à la bibliothèque, or as you conjugate, le matin, Claire étudie à la bibliothèque. This translates actually in the mornings. It's in the sense of every morning. Le matin, she studies at the library. L'après-midi, elle travaille à l'hôtel. But you see, in shorthand, she's just using the infinitive because she knows it's she's doing it. So she just wrote down on her calendar, travailler à l'hôtel. Le soir, n'est-ce pas? There's a big moon, so we assume she's sleeping. Le matin, en cours de psychologie. So she's just written in shorthand, in psychology class. En cours. You would fill in the complete sentence. Je suis en cours de psychologie. L'après-midi, travailler à l'hôtel. Je travaille à l'hôtel. Le soir. Oui, Juliette. Oui, Juliette. Oui, je suis là, j'arrive, ok? Donc, si on veut parler de ses habitudes, if you want to talk about your weekly habits, you may also say le lundi, the way you say le matin to talk about in the mornings, or mercredi, le matin, j'étudie à la bibliothèque, Wednesday, in the mornings, I study at the library. You can also say le mercredi, j'étudie à la bibliothèque. Le jeudi, je cuisine. I'm using le dimanche, le lundi, le mardi as a way of saying on Mondays or every Monday. However, if you just use without the definite, if you just say vendredi, then you're talking about that specific Friday. Remember that days of the week are all masculine. So you're always saying le lundi. Le lundi, j'étudie à la bibliothèque. But all of a sudden, if I say lundi, je suis chez le dentiste, it shows that, on Mondays, I study at the library. But, this Monday, like exceptionally on Monday, this week, I go to the dentist, I'm at the dentist. L'après-midi, le mercredi, après-midi, ou l'après-midi, elle travaille à l'hôtel. Mais mercredi, elle ne travaille pas. So on Wednesday she works at the hotel, but this coming Wednesday, mercredi, she's not working exceptionally. The first activities that you have assigned, à la clinique Laurier, you'll listen to the passage about the nurse who works at the clinique Laurier in the film, where Claire's mother is a patient, and determine if she does each activity weekly or just once a week. So here you hear a woman talking about her schedule, and you're listening for chaque mercredi or ce mercredi, or you're listening for her saying le mercredi as opposed to mercredi. So these are two different ways of saying it. You can either say le mercredi for on Wednesdays or chaque mercredi, each Wednesday, as opposed to mercredi, which would also have as a synonym this ce mercredi. So you're listening to whether something is regular or planned just for this week, this specific day. And you will also have activities working on memorizing the different days of the week. And as you build momentum in this chapter, you will be talking more and more in terms of what you do every Wednesday, le mercredi, or mercredi. Voilà. So first you train yourself in the vocabulary, and then bit by bit you'll be rehearsing the ER verbs from last week, rehearsing your schedule, so practicing your subjects in French, as you talk about your own agenda, mon emploi du temps, how I use my time, my schedule. Notice the vocabulaire complémentaire is very important. Après, n'est-ce pas? After. Donc, après mardi, je suis libre. After Tuesday, I am free. Aujourd'hui, today. Avant, before. Demain, tomorrow. Hier, yesterday. You have l'emploi du temps, schedule. L'horaire, it's also a schedule. L'horaire is more like hour to hour. If you do something every day, you don't have to say le mardi, le jeudi. You can say tous les mardis. You can also say tous les jours, every day. Tous les soirs, je regarde la télé, every evening. Ok, voilà pour la présentation du vocabulaire, les jours de la semaine. Bon courage!